Hello and welcome to another episode of Foolishness BMF Season 3 recap. This is for episode 7. Um, of course, I am Creed of Exodus Studios and Architects of Mars, and my co-host Eon.
Coach Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. You know.
Show you right. So gonna get right into it. It's because honestly, this episode kind of started just like pretty much soon
Yes.
as it started, wasn't no lead into shit. It was like, and nice scene for a couple minutes and kidnapping. So
But
present
like when they were talking about the brother and oh, he got this great, he going to the league and all this stuff. I was like,
what's about to
some
happen to that boy?
right, like some about to happen to that Poe thing.
Mm, mm, mm.
So
And it did.
yeah. And it did. And it
So
did.
so essentially first scene they're basically establishing Meech with his St. Louis connects, showing them kind of having fun, chilling, getting to know each other basically. Or he probably knew them already. I don't know. It seemed like they might be
Yeah.
related or something. I don't know what the connection is per se, but they seem familiar enough.
Right.
Um, and then unfortunately the brother Carter gets kidnapped when he gets sent to the car to get some water for everybody. So that was like his true little brother, little younger sibling thing is like, oh, you talking shit, go do the whatever work. And little did he know, then people was checking for him like that.
Yeah, and it was whack, like them niggas was clearly some niggas who wasn't about that life. I mean, they were, but they weren't. Like they thought, oh, okay, we gonna grab this nigga, and then we gonna make our demands, and then we gonna be all right. It's like, yeah, it don't work like that.
No, it didn't work.
No, no, not at all.
It did not work. So the next scene we go back to Detroit and they show Terry talking to the crew about this. Obviously, he got torched in the last episode, which was
That,
pretty fucked up.
that
Good
ignorant
old
ass Henry.
good old Henrietta. We love her. So
I saw niggas online talking about taking a petition on her getting killed. It
oh,
was
it's coming. It's coming.
right. We know it's coming, but niggas is like, look, what do we need to sign for her to die next Friday?
Cause yeah, she wilding. And basically he's telling everybody they're angry, they want to go get retribution immediately, the old fashioned way, shooting up some shit. He trying to continue brokering this deal with Blaze to, not have a war and get her under control without a war. But as we see later on in the episode, that's probably not going to happen the diplomatic way that he's trying to make it happen.
Correct. Correct.
And
Unfortunately.
yeah, I know, sucks. Because she gonna keep running amok the way Blaze is letting things go right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which,
go ahead.
yeah. No, I just it's annoying and frustrating to watch because
Mhm.
in one respect you're supposed to be like this big time, super well respected, person in this space, but you can't even get this person under control within the organization that you're supposed to be over. So it's annoying. We got 3 more episodes to see how this plays out. Need her to die this season. If she is not dead at the end of this season,
I feel like I don't know because Lamar was around for 2 seasons,
Lamar
and
was different. Lamar was different. You didn't like him.
but it was a good ass villain though.
It was a villain that made sense. She doesn't make sense. She's just annoying, and I said she's just annoying. Lamar had moments where you didn't mind him. You didn't
That's
necessarily root
true,
for him,
right?
but you
At
didn't
least you
mind him.
laugh because he was funny and shit. And I don't even laugh at nothing Henry do. I
There's
just be
nothing
like,
that she does this or says that's funny. No, no. Yeah, it's that.
the acting too. This episode has some rough patches with the acting. Who was it? Is that girl that's played the slugger character look
That
familiar?
is Sweetie.
I knew that's
Child,
who it was. No wonder
that
it was
is
so
so.
awful. I was
See,
wondering
I was gonna give her props,
because
but
I was
here you
like, this
come.
is so off. What is happening? Oh, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I
It
was gonna give Sweetie props. I don't think that she did bad as her in her debut.
it was
I didn't
it
think so.
was okay. It's
There
better
were
than
now there was parts where I was like, okay, this ain't it, but it wasn't like only her that made
uh-huh.
it not the move. So, do we want to fast forward to the doctor sending flowers to the crib? Boy, do you
You
want to
know
talk?
what? We can because I actually wanted to talk about what happened next because they got the call from the kidnappers
Oh,
on
yes, 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 yes. We can.
yeah, because I think we need to talk about that before we go to there. But no, they got the call from the kidnappers. Oh, hothead, what's his name? JT, I
He
think.
is just the worst
He
negotiator ever.
ever in the history of negotiation. Like he telling the fuck you, blah blah blah. It's like they have your little brother. They could have just blew his brains out after you yelled at him, and then you couldn't. What was you gonna do?
Then what was you gonna do?
You know, like damn, bro. And Meech keep trying to like, yo, pump the brakes. You trying to get him back safe and sound, and you doing dumb shit. And he yelling at Meech and shit, trying to check him. Sad. So,
Mm-hmm. So sad. So sad.
yeah, very sad. So, on to what you wanted to talk about, because that was basically the next scene. Charles
Dr.
sent,
Reese then sent flowers to the crib. And Charles,
yeah,
and I mean, like, that's that man, because he like, look, I didn't came through and saved the day now. He like, shit, I'm up in here.
yeah,
Okay.
that was bold because he know the man still live in the house. So now it's just like I don't care. And yeah,
Sent them flowers, sent his little note.
mm,
Yeah,
he's
that
like, you
was
know, you my wife, you know, I'm gonna read the note. Ah, rah, 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 rah.
oh so, yeah, so he reads the note and then they get into this argument and everything like that. And so here's the thing, because you know how I feel about old raw dog Charles. But like you sending mixed signals. You
Mm-hmm.
messing around with him, but then you going on dates with this nigga. Like you do,
Yeah.
and I'm eh, like
She
if you gonna
trying to
be
have
out.
her cake and eat it too right now.
Right. And I mean, in which essentially she just trying to get her lick back because he was
Yeah.
having his cake and eating it too.
Yeah,
But
for
the
sure.
problem is that you didn't know he was fucking Mabel until after everything hit the fan. You in his face, like, oh, I'm doing this with him, and then you like that. I just don't know how that's gonna end well for her. But what I will say in her defense is that Charles is not in a position to be making demands.
No.
So
No.
he coming up all tough Tony saying all this other stuff, whatever. One thing, it was one part of that argument that, that hit real different when he was like, oh, you doing all this, whatever like that. The grass ain't green on the other side. And she was like, the grass is greener where you water it. And it's a desert over here.
That was a bar. When she said
Oh,
that, I was like, okay, she got you, bruh. She got you.
She got his ass there. Yes,
Got
she
his
did.
ass. She got his ass. Cheers to that. So the next scene was actually going back to what we were talking about earlier. T talking to Blaze
Yes.
out Henry.
Yes.
And he brought a gift for the baby and all the little niceties, but the daughter just used a flamethrower on our boy, and nobody gives a fuck about that right now. What are you talking about?
Like, and I think it's that, but then it's also the fact that he's just kind of like, I know that she being destructive and this, that, and that. Like, he really expect everybody to just let all the stuff that she do roll off their back. Like, that's your daughter.
Right.
No one else has that grace for her.
Mm-hmm. And that's you actually hit the nail on the head right there. So that is the issue. Like, you want everybody to act like that's they daughter or relation, and they don't care. You're weird with gold teeth, and you're violent, and you're not making friends, and that's basically what's happening right now. Shit. So
Yes, and so you know what? Shouts out to T because he slid that gift right back. Like, if you ain't gonna calm sis down, then all right, fine. It's a war, nigga.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Like, this is what it is. You made your choice.
So back to St. Louis, we got the aftermath of old boy barking at the guys with his brother.
We've seen the results of bad negotiations, and it resulted in your brother with this ultra promising future, and you get delivered his finger.
Which obviously, since his future depends on athletics, that puts that into
and
question.
His hands as a pitcher.
Fucking idiot. So Meech being Meech, she's like, yo, we can get you some weight, get them some weight. They good. Get your brother back. Try to go ahead and move on. He's acting like he receptive to it at first because his mama was about to whoop his ass because she was pissed, and she should have been.
Yes, she should.
Because exactly what she said. Like, you could have told them anything. You yelling at them on the phone. They got your brother. You fucking jamoke. Like, what the hell? I'm just glad he didn't bleed to death, because they got him just sitting there dripping blood. Like, what the fuck? Because they stupid. They ain't cut his finger good.
These nimwits, like these numb nuts, like these niggas.
Well, if they kept hold on, no. If they kept the finger in the freezer, they might been able to save the finger. But I don't think they was thinking that far ahead. Hopefully they were.
And outside of that, these are rhythm spoon niggas. These niggas who kidnapped him, these are rhythm spoon niggas. That is what that is. And you know that. Because just the fact, like, no, we gonna kidnap him, and then we gonna make him give us the work and the money so that we could pay the other dude, and then everything gonna be cool after that.
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
Terrible. Yes, terrible. So when Meech calls back home for the weight, T is giving him a whole lot of
resistance. And one thing I'll say too, because I really liked how they speak in code, but they switch up the code. It wasn't about a restaurant anymore. It was about tickets to a concert, and I was like,
hard.
yeah,
that was hard. Yes. I was like, yes. These fellows here,
these gentlemen,
it's like so let's back out for a second just to talk about BMF as a whole. I feel like those little details is what make the show real dope, because in spite of all the shit storm of stuff that's going on around now, this part of the development of the business, they were pretty much on the incline up still. So while shit was fucking up, the business still going, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things that they implemented, that's the reason why, though, you know,
Yes.
because, you know, how they count the money, how they talk on the phone. So you can't implement, implicate Meech or T in the dealings, because the way they talk, like, it just shout
Bravo.
out to them, because I mean, it is Black Mafia family. They really pattern themselves after actual mafia and not
Mm-hmm.
some normal, stupid, not well planned out street nigga bullshit. So kudos to them. That's why they got a chance to do it for a long period of time.
Kudos.
Cause I mean, they could do this show for another 3, 4 seasons if they
Oh
do
yeah.
little time jumps if they wanted to be, just because they didn't go to jail. When they didn't go to jail till what, 2008, 2010? Like, I mean,
Yeah, it
they,
was a while before
it
they
was a
actually.
while, because I remember in the early 2000s, you hearing about BMF and the Jeezy shit.
Yes.
So yeah, so back to the actual show. So I want to jump to when T went to the house.
I was hoping so. I wanted to jump there as well.
Okay, well, I'll let you start it off.
I mean, T just be popping his ass in like everything's just supposed to be cool. And see, the baby mama at this point, she just knows and understands that he is just gonna be on that. He is not gonna leave this girl alone. So she's in this stage of baby mama lifestyle where she's just bitter. Like she's hurt and she's bitter, and she should be hurt. I'm not taking anything from what he has taken her through. But yeah, she is angry. She only want him to see the child or whatever. And his mama was Lucille was there, and her mom was like, okay, now, like,
And the fact that when she confronts him, he trying to bring up her stuff, which again, she's wrong, but
and when T tries to confront Lucille,
right,
just for
right,
clarity, yeah.
right. And it's like he's wrong. I mean, she is wrong in what she's doing, but bro, you really the wrong factor of things. You be trying to get the gold medal every time. Like if it's a competition, you was like, that is super not shitty. Like, wait, I can do better. Let me do a couple more moves. I can be number one. Don't worry.
Agreed. The only thing that I'll offer on the other side of that is if Lucille wasn't moving like that, no one would have that argument to say.
That's true.
Like, and then because she don't even sit in it, she just turns it into I'm grown, so I can do this.
That actually made me laugh a little bit, because that was like classic parent shit. That was like so classic. Do as I say, not as I do. You know, and it was just like,
And that don't work.
it don't, especially when everybody grown as hell.
Yeah, like you
Ugh,
no, you lead
Lord.
by example.
So he got, talked to by everybody the way he should have, because he's being trash. So everybody treated him
And
as
he is,
such.
yes, and I
Um,
think he understands that.
hmm
I hope he understands.
Well, so the next thing that happened, and I believe it was those dudes that actually found where Carter was, came up in the crib and let a nigga with a machete get the drop on a nigga with a gun. I'm just
These niggas came in there. I'm trying to
so
think,
wrong.
what was that movie? It was one of these movies where a nigga just shot straight in the air for no damn reason. I can't remember what it was. It don't matter. That nigga came in there and he was just shooting in the air. It's like, do you think these niggas are 7 feet tall? Why are you shooting at the ceiling? How you come in the door shooting at the ceiling? How was that a good idea?
That was dumb as hell. Like they came, you know what it reminded me of? Like in wrestling, it would be like the main person who would be, you know, like Hulk Hogan or The Rock or Stone Cold, whoever, the big main person. And then they would fight like uh they would call him a jobber, somebody who was just kind of like there just for them to fight, but you knew they was gonna lose. The way they came in there was like how them niggas used to come in the ring, how they just was like, because they knew they were just gonna get the ass whooped, so it didn't matter. So that's how they came in there, like, we're gonna lose. Let's just run in here crazy. I was like, oh, Lord.
I know. Look, I was scared for bro because I was like, these niggas gonna fuck around and shoot him.
Yes, I thought he was gonna get killed in that melee, but thankfully it didn't happen. He's blessed because he's the way people was bumbling that shit up. Lord.
Oh my goodness
Oh
gracious.
my God. And then what was another scene after that? The
The
shit
scene
with...
right after that was with Nicole.
Oh,
That was the
yeah. So
scene right
we
after
have to
that.
talk about that because I don't want to skip that one. Let's talk about how tacked on and dumb that scene
It
was.
was. I agree.
Because how you going to school all these weeks every day? Her nerdy ass ain't missing fucking school, which, and you know, was that the first? So all these weeks now you want to bring a box cutter to school? Like what?
That the writing definitely, the writers took an L on that. I don't know who was like, yeah, let's go with that. I don't know who that was, but sir or ma'am, you no, that was just off. Like the whole thing was off. I don't know what the purpose of it was. Like, what did they just need to fill in space for that? Like, I don't know. That was off, and like everything from the boy trying to cover for, but the name is on the damn thing because it's the father's. It's all off and unnecessary, and we could have found a better use of time.
Well, they wanted the confrontation with the parents and her, and they just made up a bullshit ass reason for it to happen.
There could have been
And
plenty of confrontations.
yes, and that's what, do it organically, because this is the thing. The whole way, and it's almost like the character, the way it's a writer in there that know they playing the character, so even they have her say stuff that's speaking to the way the character as a whole being handled. Nobody thinking about her. All of a sudden, they doing these real heavy-handed, weird ass storylines with her, and it's like, leave me alone. Like, and she's even saying this shit. It is like the writers are writing these scenarios to happen to her. Like, I don't know. This shit's
Silly.
crazy. It's real silly.
Silly.
So let's jump around a little bit. So Brian is drinking
I was gonna say
his
he's
heart
drinking.
out.
That is Helen's husband is drinking. That
And
is what he's doing.
I mean,
I mean, hey, it was
can you
hey,
blame him?
hey,
Like,
lost his job, his kid, and
shit
he's
is fucked up.
can't kill Henry. I would love for him to.
Yes, he wants to
I
go.
wouldn't even be. Hey, shit.
That blade, that was his way
Go
out. He could
Brian.
have just let that shit happen. Just let it happen.
Mm.
Just let it happen. But He's loyal. I get it. He's a dad. He remember him looking like a cute baby and not a gremlin. So it is what it is. So when they bring him in, his partner comes in and tells him the plan to
Well,
try to
the partner tells him what he already knows. He
right.
knew about Blaze and Henry and all this other stuff like that. So she's just getting abreast of what it's been. And then he just kind of confirms, like, okay, yeah, but like Blaze is this and that and whatever else. And it ain't, you ain't really just gonna get to him the way that you think you are. Um, so yeah.
Yes. So with that, I think that not the next thing, but just to like circle back a little bit, Meech and the brother, everybody find out what happened to um the botched mission to get Carter, and they lost some people, and now they go out looking. And it gets interesting. It's starting to get interesting, that whole.
So can we go back? Can we go to the scene in the park with Meech?
Oh yeah, that was actually a very dope scene. So the park got raided. It happened to be a park that they picked to do their little quick deal. One of the homies from Detroit came with the weight because remember I was saying I missed something when I watched it the first time. That's what I missed, and I almost missed to mention it. The first time they sent work, the dude who was driving the truck, did he have a heart attack or something? Or he got shot? Like, what happened? Because he
I
got in a car
don't
accident.
know. He got into a car accident. I thought something was going on with the car. I'm like, is the brakes faulty? Like,
Right.
because it came across like
It was
some.
sabotage or something.
Right,
Which it could
exactly.
have been.
It
It could
could
have
have
well
been.
been, yeah, what they got going on. Shit.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, so that happened. So then they had to resend.
Right, and then the homie came with it. Luckily, Detroit and St. Louis ain't that far apart on the
It's kind of
drive.
far though.
It's far enough, but it's a
But
fake
yeah,
show, so
I mean,
they
yes.
gonna do little stuff to make things happen. Because it was kind of like, did you fly here? What's happening? Because you
And
seem
how
like
you
you
fly?
with some drugs. So, because the way it seemed was like, did he come in a half hour? How was he there? Like, I'm confused.
Yeah.
But whatever, they made it happen. So he's in St. Louis. The raid happens. Meech gets the bright idea to pose as a Cardinals player, asking for directions to the training facility to get out of that jam, and it actually works
It worked
because
out very well.
that was really one of the bright spots of the episode, because like I don't know, elements of this felt rushed, tacked on, but at the same time, if he really was just like popping around all these different places setting up shop, he necessarily wasn't places to where they need to do 2 and 3 episodes of him being there. If it was just
I
like
mean, no, that's fine.
pop up.
I would have liked a little bit more of a backstory on like how he even meets these people, like how he come across them. Like we just see him in the park with him, and then the boy get kidnapped. And I feel like when he went to Atlanta, we got more of a backstory of how he set up Atlanta, and we didn't get that. We didn't even get how he
Yes.
gets introduced to the horrible negotiator. Like
Oh,
how did you come across this fella?
oh my God, that shit was so silly.
So I
So
don't know, but
I
yeah,
wanna jump to the scene where Markeisha goes to the baby mama's house.
I don't know why she thought that was like the thing to do.
I don't
Like
understand why she
because she went like, okay, here's some gifts for the kids, and let's just be amicable because he gonna be with me. Girl, get your ass out of here before you get your ass knocked out.
Like she was very bold. It's
just kind of like on some we together and you just got to get over it. Get over it.
Like you're old. Like why are you here? Like what's going on?
Where your kids at?
Man, she just be gallivanting at his house all the time. Where your kids? Like what you like mother of the year? Weak ass. Ugh. I love how she pulled out the fur coat that she was wearing. Like, I got one of them too, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? It's regular.
Like, you are not special.
You're not special.
This is what he do.
The Marquisha's, I guess, benefit is she can maneuver in that world, and
she can move in ways that the baby mama can't. And I know that entices because the baby mama too fucking emotional.
Yeah,
she's too emotional. She a hothead. She she pop off. He like that she pop off. Men like women who pop off. But when it's in this space, no. And Marquisha know when to pop off, and she know when to chill. And turn on a different side of herself and finesse.
Oh, speaking of her, let's talk about that cop dude that popped up on her.
Yes, Vince. He did.
He looked like a Vince, the damn actor. It was so fun when she opened the thing and it said Vince. I was like, that nigga look like his name is punk ass Vince.
Yes. So I mean, and that's what happens when you mess around with an old hoe. Old hoes got old skeletons. So and
all around the trip.
all just laying all over the damn place. And T saw that because Vince pulled his ass up on him and was just flirting like this nigga wasn't even there.
He was really disrespectful.
He was disrespectful. I mean, hey, so there's that. One thing I wanna jump to real quick is Lucille and that damn doctor. Because when they was in the scene making, now let me tell you something. I'm a married woman, but I ain't stupid. And I wasn't always a married woman. Girl, if you gonna be out here cheating, you gotta be giving it up. Sitting over here making his man, that man shouldn't have to wait for shit. That is lit. And then he thought, oh, I've waited this long. Oh, what? Nigga, if you don't get your simp ass, I'm a whole woman. Get this simp ass nigga out of here. What are you, nigga? You supposed to be like, if you ain't got that ass, then you got to get your ass on. No, what are you talking about? Huh? No. I'm already playing the side. You going home to your punk ass, broke ass husband, and then you not even gonna get
and then giving him some.
Throw the whole hoe away.
Yes.
Because you hoeing backwards. You hoeing backwards. Yes. I was annoyed. Ugh.
So funny. Excuse me. So I want to talk about how eventually, how they actually figured out how to find Carter. So they pulled up on the crib that they boys basically botched up severely and got killed with a machete. So I'm just tripping because this is literally the epitome of this DMX line, like, don't bring a knife to a gunfight, and he did and won. And it's just like, wow.
Now niggas gonna start doing it like when they worked in BMF.
I hope they don't. I really do. So smartly, they was doing a little detective work up in there, a little drug dealer detectives here. So they see that they was buying food from this Chinese food spot. So they actually stake it out, and lo and behold,
they leave out aggressive, non-negotiating older brother.
Yes, I think his name is JT, if I'm not mistaken.
We will call him JT.
But yeah, he needed to not be involved because he's too hot-headed. He would have killed the dude and they wouldn't even have found out shit. And that's
Blasting all
honestly
these niggas. Like what? Okay, and then what?
And I will say
I forgot. Like, okay.
I like how the way that they came at him. Oh, first of all, the part where he called Misha a Worthington original ass nigga had me in tears because it just seemed ad-libbed. I don't even think that was in the script because and then him not laughing was acting. Like, I'm telling you, that was stupid. I would have giggled. Oh, and I like how Slugger or Sweetie, she swung that back. She swung that back correctly. She's a real gangster bitch. She really did what she was supposed to do there.
I'm telling y'all, I shouts out to Sweetie. She had a very good acting debut.
It was decent.
And seeing as how the acting on this show is already kind of she ain't stick out. It ain't like everybody else was phenomenal, and then she just came in like, like no, like she was right on brand. Like it's fine.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I retract some of my harsher criticism.
You act like she was playing opposite Denzel or some shit. Like, no, she cool.
She was with Lil Me. She was fine. She was holding her own. Probably doing better than him in some scenes, if we're being honest.
Speaking of that sex scene was the most unnecessary piece of malarkey that I have seen in a very, I mean, like, man, like, for one, it went straight to it. It wasn't a build up or nothing like that. And I feel like it's one of those things to where had that scene never happened, everything would have been fine. Like they were flirting the whole damn episode. So we already alluded to them probably messing around. We didn't need bad sex to confirm.
You're not wrong. You know what's funny? Because when I first saw the episode, it wasn't registering that it was Sweetie because I'm not the biggest Sweetie fan. Plus, that hairpiece they had on her was actually pretty good. If I'm being honest,
right?
But the fact that she had on a t-shirt and most of the sex scenes involving Meech is like the chick is ass naked, booty on the air, clapping type shit. Like I should have known that it was somebody a little bit more important or whatever you want to call it.
However, the angle could have been that because she's so tomboyish, she don't want to just be like all out ass naked. Because everyone else that Meech has been with hasn't really been tomboyish.
That's true. That's true. So
still bad. They still could have kept it.
It was still terrible.
It was still bad, and no.
All I say is the only redeeming quality of that scene was they gave her a little bit of time to flesh out her character in terms of like, her
backstory,
smart,
yeah,
blah blah blah. You know,
I had a scholarship and I did X, Y. But here's the thing: why couldn't they have that dialogue and them be like just laying in the bed? And again, it's alluding to like, oh, they just got done doing the do. Why do we have to have that bad?
That was like, trash. No. I literally, you know what? That's how they should have did that scene. It should have been the aftermath. They could have been smoking a blunt. That actually would have been. They dropped the ball there because like
put us on the team. Put us on the team. We'll get you right. We'll look out.
Yeah, because some of that stuff you just gotta, you know, I get it. We like sex, but sometimes you don't even need to show it.
Like what's understood
because this is the thing. Clearly, she wasn't comfortable doing the sex scene. That's why she had a fucking t-shirt on. So if they had did it that way, I would have been better. It would have been better to me if they had have been sitting there like they had done it, had the little background situation. She had on like a bra or something, because that would have been way more realistic.
Yep.
Instead of her having a t-shirt. Like, come on, it was weird, but whatever. So the other thing that happened in the last parts of the episode was Brian and his partner talking about her undercover operation,
And when she
trying
went
to
undercover without Bryant knowing initially, she
mm-hmm.
dressed up and went there or whatever and saw and had drinks with Henry. And Brian didn't know because he was like, "Why didn't you tell me? I would have, had your back. I would have blah blah blah, whatever." I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a little scared for her. Just a
Oh yeah,
little.
because I feel like she gonna have to give up some punani or something to not get her head knocked off. So
Yeah.
we gonna see. We gonna see what happened. But they got the bro back. He's one finger down now, but
Yes, he is.
Meech has the trust of the St. Louis people now, and
Absolutely. Like,
he's
I'll
good
meet
to
you
go.
fam for life, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So he's like,
So
cool, locked it down. I'll be back in the A now.
all right, so right back in the A, like he never left. That's why it's so crazy how old girl was acting in the other episode, because it was like he came right back. He probably in real time, he might have been gone for 2.5 weeks at best.
Yep.
And you couldn't chill for, like, I guess life moved fast when you were home. I don't know.
You know, I
It's like
guess it does.
a night, the narration beginning of like a show about strippers. Life moves fast when you're a hoe.
Like, oh my Lord. Yeah.
Oh, but
So,
overall, this was a pretty good episode. Added another wrinkle to the whole BMF operation as far as having
oh,
another
wait, we haven't
employee.
talked about T infiltrating Henry's team. The team of her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cause he got all her people with him now.
Yes.
So now she really about to come for everybody because she ain't making no money. So that's gonna, poke the bear, as they say. So next couple episodes is about to be real eventful. So we'll see how it ends out, man. Hopefully we end out strong. This show isn't perfect. It's definitely some shakiness to it. But stay tuned. The podcast coming soon, and couple weeks the Shy's coming back, and we will be reviewing that because we are both from Chicago, so
We are. So it will be only right
it's
for
only
us to
right.
review it. I think it's the last season.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
yeah, we'll go ahead and put our 2 cents in on that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
stay locked in for that commentary.
yeah, get ready. Well, on that note, this was another Culture Foolishness. I am Creed of Exodus Studios and ArchitectsMars.com, and my co-host is
Coach Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach.
Peace, everybody. Have a good week, and we will be back with you next week.